All right. I'd like to call this meeting to order and state that it is being held in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231. It was properly noticed and has been posted and certified by the clerk. The fire exits are the door you come in and the door marked exit. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hopatcong.
Here.
Ms. Johnson. Here. Ms. Robert. Here. Mr. Schindler.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Young.
Here.
And Mayor Francis.
Here. Please join me for a moment of silent reflection. And keeping your thoughts, please, all the people are dealing with this terrible virus. Please join me in pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We don't have any proclamations, and we're going to do the auction of property, but I don't see the person here, so we'll move on.
Well, Mayor, we should at least announce out loud, is anyone here who is interested in the auction of the property 50303 Lot 4? Raise your hand. Yeah, so at least, Mayor, we made a record that there's no one in the audience interested in the auction. The council can decide whether to introduce an ordinance again in the future to set a new auction date.
We can't postpone it or anything because it's supposed to be today. To move it forward, to hold it for another next meeting or something.
So,
I said he was going to be here.
could we push it back to the very end of the agenda?
Can we?
See if
He shows up. Can we?
Yes,
wait till the end of the
sure,
agenda?
sure. I mean, there's no one here now. If people come later in your meeting,
Yeah.
I don't see any harm in that.
We'll fit that in later.
Okay.
Committee report, we'll start with Dawn.
Yes, I have a couple of things. So first I'll start with the community center, though I did cancel all groups. We still are open in the sense that people get in touch with us, especially seniors and other immunocompromised individuals that really should not be out shopping. I do have a lot of food and supplies over at the community center, and so when they privately, not coming in, but when they message into the center that they really can't go shopping and they need some stuff, I've been driving it to them. So there's no foot traffic coming into the center. There's not all of these people getting involved and going to the person's home. I myself have been delivering all week, and it's been working out pretty well. So I still have food coming in, and but I'm not taking any produce because I feel that would just raise the risk. Everything is packaged, boxed, and non-perishable. I also have limited supplies, but I do have basic human supplies. And so we did have 6 seniors that called me this week and asked if they could get a few things. And I was very happy to drive it over there. And we're good for a couple of weeks, and we'll see where we stand then. But as of today, we still have items coming in order for us to donate back out. And then, so we are going to stay open in that sense. Doreen is there answering the phone, answering messages, still giving referrals. United Methodist Church in town, West Side Methodist Church. We did refer some people over to them. You do have to fill out an application, but they do have this really great program of monthly meals that they deliver as well. You just have to go through the application process. Their process is different. So we do people that have lost jobs and it looks like, long term will need some assistance. They have them referred over to West Side for those monthly meals in a box. So everyone's working together. And then I do have an item from Mitch Ellicott, something for council to consider. I will read his letter, and then if this sounds good to the council, I know I like it, then I'll hand over the application to Valerie. We're going to move forward. So it has to do with the 9/11 Memorial and Museum, and Mitch's letter explains pretty well what the program is about. Dear Hopatcong Mayor and Council, as you know, I was a borough resident for 25 years and active in the community. Although we moved, my heart is still with the borough, and it always has been an honor to be part of the Memorial and Veterans Day ceremonies, as Hopatcong is one of the most patriotic places I have seen in a very long time. I am writing you today to bring to your attention a program that I just learned about and would like to share with you. Back when the towers fell and we were under the greatest attack on our home soil since Pearl Harbor, there was a tree at Ground Zero that was shredded but was still alive. It was then removed and brought up to Upper New York State, where it was named the Survivor Tree and was nurtured back to health. Once rehabilitated, the tree was brought back to New York City and replanted between the memorial pools at the current 9/11 Memorial and Museum. Twigs were removed from the original tree as it was getting back on its feet, and the Survivor Tree seedling program was born. The tree and the program reflect our American spirit and our resilience to bounce back from a horrible event and become stronger and united as a nation. Since you have built the beautiful memorial park in front of Borough Hall, I thought that these seedlings would be perfect to never forget our losses, but also to show our strength and growth as a community. I have contacted the program and have attached information on how to register and request one of these amazing seedlings. I am also sending this to Stanhope Borough and Sussex County Community College, since, like you, have steel from the towers and have created a memorial park. I have volunteered myself and my truck to go to the program and pick the 3 seedlings up, provided you are accepted into the program. This hits home for my family, as we lost a family member in the North Tower, and I was a first responder and spent several weeks at the site during the recovery effort. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and please let me know if you are going to proceed. Again, thank you for keeping me as part of the Hopatcong family. Forever grateful, Mitchell Ellicott. That sounds
We'll address that under the business.
okay. You just,
Rich, are you done? I'm sorry.
I am, thank you.
Rich.
Okay. So obviously a lot has happened over the last week or so. Just want to say that we've been working on the budget and it's coming nicely. I want to thank Ron Tappan and Lorraine and also the committee, Mayor Mike and Brad Hopatcong. We've been working very hard on it, and we should be, I think the April first meeting, we should be bringing it forward. The other thing is, given the situation that's happening with the coronavirus, I would like to put it out there to the public. Please come and go to our restaurants, even though it's takeout. They really need help during this time. A lot of the restaurants are getting hit hard because they can't eat in. And if you are a common patron to them during the week anyhow, and sit down, don't go and sit down, but go and get a takeout meal. They really need our help right now. Okay?
That's it. Well put. John? Oh, Brad, I'm sorry. Brad Hooper.
Just want to point out that, of course, with the virus epidemic going around, pandemic, I just want to thank the mayor and Ron Tappan administration for taking very quick and active steps to prevent the spread of this disease here in town. Obviously, I'm very close to a lot of the seniors here in town. They're what appears so far to be a very susceptible group, according to what occurred in China and Italy. However, that's not to put anybody's guard down. They lost a 30-year-old, fairly healthy man in Bergen County this week. So it will affect everybody in the time. I echo Rich's sentiments as regarding the businesses. We know from the first-hand conversation with several of the businesses that they're on a very tight budget, and I only have a few weeks to go if they can pick it up.
should. And that's basically it, other than everybody be smart, stay home, be safe, go out only if you need to, and we'll keep looking out for everybody we can.
John?
Well, first of all, I'd like to ditto what Councilman Huppercamp just said. Kudos to all of our staff and our administration for doing what we need to do. As far as recreation, a lot of things are on hold. We did our field tour last Saturday and came up with numerous items on every field, which we always do. We're certainly concerned now. The Easter egg hunt was scheduled for April 5th. Have to see what happens, you know. Probably, you know. Nobody's making any calls yet, but, you know. With same thing with the Alliance.
It was
you know.
canceled, John.
No, the income was canceled.
Okay.
Happens to the text all of us.
Okay, I didn't see it. Anyway, our last movie night, which was last Friday, that was canceled. That was the first day that the schools closed all the buildings to outside activities, and we're doing the same thing. We're pretty much on hold, as is the Environmental Commission. The first thing that we're wondering is what's going to happen with the state tree recovery program. Is that going to go off, or are they going to pull it back? We'll have to see. That's pretty much it. You know, everything's kind of up in the air.
Would you see if that guy out there pretty long?
He's
not.
He's not. I just
No.
wanted to stay out there
Okay.
5 more minutes. He's
Okay.
going to leave the door at 10 after us.
No.
5 more
You
minutes.
have to be there for a while. Done?
Yeah.
Jennifer?
Ryan? Ryan?
Ryan?
Yes, the Chamber of Commerce event, there's a lot coming up, but everything is on hold right now. I'm going to echo the sentiment of everybody else on the council. I really want to commend Ron Tappan and his staff for implementing everything that we needed to do for the coronavirus issues. I really want to also commend the school and the school board and the superintendent for handling the situation the way that they did. I know my kids have been locked down at home for days now, but they've been having school, and the word is that they're actually even taking recess in the afternoon. So they're learning and they're doing what they need to do, in spite of the fact that everybody's on pretty much enforced quarantine in my house. Back to the Chamber of Commerce, again, there's a lot of stuff that's already scheduled, but it's been postponed. So until things get rescheduled, until we find out where this virus is going and how long we're going to be on these extreme measures, it's difficult to schedule things and difficult to move anything forward. The municipality meeting that was supposed to be tonight has also been canceled. So there's really not a lot going on, and I really have to echo everybody else's comments. We need to get out and support our local businesses. Our local businesses were hurt badly by the HAB situation last year, and this is just adding insult to injury. They are allowed to do takeout, so everybody should be supporting our local businesses when you can. Go out there and order some takeout. Just some time, just back on down to 15 inches. These people need more help. They really, really do. Other than that, I've been in contact with Scott Wallace about the Firewise Committee and Bernie, so that the two of us are going to put our heads together, and once we get through the coronavirus and whatever kind of limitations we have, I know there's going to be a lot of town cleanup. It's going to be starting now that spring is getting ready to move forward. People are going to be outside. They're going to be doing more cleanup. That's something that needs to be handled and reported to the Firewise Committee, because all that stuff helps us get grants. So we need to start figuring out what exactly we're doing down at the town refuse area and the mulch column. All that stuff needs to be counted and calibrated, and we might get the Boy Scouts involved in that. But again, all of that depends on if we're all going to be quarantined on lockdown. So, I'd like to say we've got a lot going on, but until we figure out what the virus situation is going to hand us, we really don't know what's left for the future. That's all I got.
Thank you, Ryan. Jennifer, go.
I reached out to the superintendent earlier this week. The days that we are off on distance learning are counting toward 180 days. Because there was a state of emergency, those days are being counted toward 180 days as of now. That's a good question. Bureau Boys is on hold. We were supposed to start practice on tomorrow. That's on hold. Cub Scouts is canceled all the time. And the ambulance committee was postponed, right? And the police committee we had yesterday.
Hope that was helpful.
It was, yeah, it was very helpful. It was the right name, yes. Okay.
We'll do the administrative report.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for your comments. To the person, everybody's really rose to the occasion. This is not like a Sandy or a tornado. We can't see this thing. We can't touch it. We can't move it. We can't saw it up with a chainsaw. And it's very difficult for people to get a sense of understanding. It really is. So what we've done the best I think we can do by keeping people protected in this building and keeping as much of the processes going as we can. We're here to serve the people, and we're doing as much of that as we can. We're on a rotating schedule. I have one person and one administrator in every office every day, and we're rotating that out. We tell the public, please communicate to us through the mail, through emails, and call it. We will interact in those methods as much as and most as we can. And our DPW is still full staff. They're out there doing what they can to keep the infrastructure going. And internally, with construction permits and stuff of those natures, those that we have in-house, we are going out and we are inspecting in those situations where my employees feel safe to do that. So that being said, I can't say it enough. Email us, mail us, call us. We'll do whatever we can. That's all I got, boss.
Thank you. I entertain a motion to open the public comment.
So made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome, public. Any public? Hearing none.
Move to bring it back.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on March 4th, 2020.
I'll move them.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppenkamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Abstain?
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
You are.
And Mr.
I
Young.
was okay.
Approval of bills list. I'll entertain a motion.
Anyone need anything out?
No, sir.
Not hearing or seeing any, I'll move the bill list in its entirety.
Second?
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppenkamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Approval, we have a consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Call the roll, please.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Ordinance of introduction, ordinance 07-2020, ordinance to exceed the budget, not 2020, calendar year 2020 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 40A 4-45.14.
So moved.
Second?
Call the roll, please.
It's on.
Is this it?
It's on the introduction.
Introduction, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 8-2020, authorization to auction block 30802, lot 9, 18 Bucknell Trail. An ordinance to the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the sale of certain property owned by the borough and not required for public purposes, and more commonly known as 18 Bucknell Trail, block 30802, lot 9.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Final hearing, ordinance 06-2020, vacating a portion of Squaw Trail. Ordinance partially vacating a portion of Squaw Trail right away in the Borough of Hopatcong, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey.
So move it.
Second.
Call the roll. Any questions?
I do. The property is owned by someone. Did we get consent to vacate the right of way from her?
We own the right.
We have it.
Vacant land owned by the what?
No, that's not what we're vacating. We're vacating a portion that touches.
can't vacate it if we don't own it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I thought you
Yeah.
could vacate it with consent from the landowner.
No.
You can only vacate
It's something we
a
have.
town-owned roadway, abandoned roadway.
This is part of our right of way
Trail
that that,
that we
that
own.
property probably gonna be using. That's how that works. It's our right of way.
Maybe we need to open the public.
Oh, yeah. I'll open that to the public. Any questions, comments? Hearing none?
John, you want to weigh in on that? You want to throw-
Oh, which part?
Just that it's the only thing we can vacate is something.
The only thing we're talking about here is vacating a portion of the municipally owned right-of-way. By statute, it's bisected and goes to the nearest adjoining property owner. This is a paper road, and it was somewhat complicated in the respect that the municipal engineer identified that this right-of-way was used by pedestrian traffic to access Lake Hopatcong, and that there was a JCP&L pole out there. So in the end, the compromise, as recommended and approved by the municipal engineer, was that the road be vacated in the section described in the needs and bounds description and on the survey, and that a easement that goes around the area be recorded so that anybody who was using that as a walkway would continue to be able to, and that JCP&L would be able to access their pole.
Thanks, John.
Well,
Call the roll?
all right, Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Resolution R 2020-60, approval of continuation of deferred compensation plan with Lincoln Financial.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
R 2020-61, outside lien redemption, block 40108, lot 49.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
R 2020-62, authorizing and directing the land use board to amend the River Styx area redevelopment plan to add and designate block 30612 lot 1, Hudson Maxim School, as an area in need of redevelopment.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
R 2020-63, outside lien redemption, block 11305, lot 11.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
R 2020-64, change order and final payment to Tony Concrete. Which project is that?
This was the Safe Street walk that was done
Oh, the Durban
to
Avenue.
Durban Avenue.
All right.
He had a punch list for grading and seeding. We ended up the project late last year, so he didn't want to do that until now in the spring. So he's done that punch list and he's all done.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson. Yes. Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Schindler.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Old business, I don't see any. New business, approval of improvement in right-of-way, block 0501, lot 38.
So moved.
Well, I don't know if that,
Does that need to
that's
be?
not a resolution.
Not a
If
resolution.
we're allowing someone,
Okay.
I believe they're working on some.
Yeah, but we can. Right.
Okay.
Well,
That's what it.
it's one way or another, it has to be approved,
Yes.
if you're going to approve it.
Yeah. This is somebody who built a wall in a right of way they had before, if I'm not mistaken. It's a replacement of a wall.
Yeah, so how do we know it's a replacement of a wall?
The zoning officer goes out there, reviews the previous plan, the current plan, it goes to the engineer, DPW, myself.
No, I saw that, but there was nothing in the packet that indicates that it was a previously constructed wall.
Oh.
There was no surveys, no pictures, no anything, and it's a really significant encroachment into the right of way.
Right.
So it's up. This is the council's decision. It's the council's prerogative, but the rule has generally been with the council in the past that you're very careful about allowing any new or increased encroachments.
Right.
But if it's a one-for-one replacement, and as Ron pointed out, if the DPW and the engineer and zoning don't necessarily have a problem with it, then you consider it.
It's the same improvement, it just looks different.
It just looks brand new, and there's nothing in the packet to indicate that there was a wall there before,
You got the photographs, right, John?
of the new wall.
Okay.
The pictures of the board.
No. That's
Is
what I'm
there a
aware of.
survey
I have,
from
you guys, you can table it if you want. I can get Bill to give the update of how it started.
I usually go to the building department and say, is this for real? And they'll say, yeah, we're familiar with that property. If there's an issue, then we require a whole bunch of other information. But if our building department and zoning officer attest to that it was there, then it's there. It just looks nicer now.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, just so I don't want to give an impression that I'm either for it or against it, I'm neither.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But, and the one thing in favor of it would be that if you look up the line of the pavement, and the line of the pavement is done by the municipality,
Yeah.
the wall butts up to the line of the pavement.
Yeah.
Correct. So that would, that would weigh in favor of,
It's not coming into the road, it's coming into the right of way, which is a bigger factor for wall.
so again, completely your decision and your decision if you want a little more information and you feel comfortable with what you have.
I'll leave that to council.
I'd like more information with the backstory.
Okay. Say what?
I'll amend the motion to table it.
May I interject?
Sure.
This particular project came before the review board a few years ago.
Yeah.
Were these walls on that site plan?
Say it again, Ryan?
I seem to recall that this project, this site, came before the land use board a couple of years ago. And I'm just asking if these walls, were they on the site plan or were they approved by the land use board?
Okay, we can check on that.
That would be, I think that would be important.
Okay.
If it has to due process to complete this, then it's really, I mean, what kind of attitude do we have to tell our building department and our land use board that we're not allowed to put walls in the right of way? I mean, technically it's our property and we're supposed to be regulating that portion of it, but we entrust them to look out for our best interest when they're reviewing these things, right?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that property, and it was a rubble wall before. And it's
I
not,
think we constructed into a nice boulder wall according to.
they made a landscape wall out of a rubble wall, which is very normal in that town, but we can get more information on it.
Okay. That's the kind of information I would like to see on it. Thank you.
Okay. We're going to vote to table it.
Second the table.
On the table, yeah, second the table.
Yeah, all in favor? It's tabled. Now we're going to do on a new business. I want to do the tree seedling thing that you talked about. Okay, if the council is so inclined, we'll proceed with that application to get the trees to Memorial Park.
I'll move to apply.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll start that process. All right. My turn.
Yeah.
The auction.
Are you here for the auction?
Yes.
Yes? John? We have someone here for the auction, John.
Okay. Valerie. I don't have the ordinance in front of me. On the auction, do you know what the minimum bid was?
1,500.
You sure we should?
No. No, that's
I'll go there. I can go
this is Bucknell. That what we're
No,
doing? Bucknell?
no, this is Camp Bruce.
there. No, he's not getting
This is 50303 Lot 4.
Yeah.
If you're sure, Ron.
Yeah, it's that shiver land that was right there on
Oh,
Bruce.
okay, then I am sure about that. Okay, so if the council is comfortable with opening up the auction at this time, obviously, given the fact that we're meeting during the day and there's a lot going on in the world, it's of no consequence to make an accommodation with the time on the agenda.
Okay.
So at this time, we will hold the auction for the property known as a portion of 50303 Lot 4. This is an auction that is authorized pursuant to an ordinance of the governing body. This is a unusual ordinance in the respect that the municipal lot is fairly large, and this is a sliver of parallel property next to the adjoining owner's property that is relevant for them for access, but clearly both in the ordinance and in practicality is not needed for any public purpose. So this auction will be made pursuant to all the terms of the ordinance. Importantly, the purchase of the payment of the purchase price, the fact that the property will be transferred by quitclaim deed, and the fact that the successful applicant will have to seek a lot line adjustment from the Land Use Board. So at this time, I would ask for block 50303 Lot 4, a portion of that lot, as described in the ordinance. Is there any bidder in the audience who is willing to bid the minimum bid of $1,500?
Yeah.
The gentleman in the back has indicated a bid of $1,500. Is anyone in the audience wishing to cast a higher bid than $1,500 for the portion of Lot 4 as described? Seeing no other bidders, Mayor, I recommend that the council adopt a resolution accepting the bid of $1,500 for a portion of Lot 4 as described in the ordinance.
I'll move that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So done.
I'll before we adjourn publicly, I'll speak with the gentleman in the back.
Okay. All right, so I have a couple of comments to make. As you all know, our whole world has changed. It's a trying time for everyone, and I think everybody in our town that I talk to understands it to the person and has been working very, very good with each other and the borough. I have a list of people resources of very generous people who have volunteered to give of their time as needed to run errands, to shop, to give people a ride if they're in need, especially our senior citizens. And so I keep building that list. I probably have 10 or 12 people on it now. If anyone has anybody that's in need, let me know. I'm trying to do it by neighborhood, and this is separate from what the community center is doing. I just have a list of people resources that will go and help you if you need it. They'll run errands, they'll go shopping. One fellow said, well, I'm willing to do anything and everything you ask me, and I want to give $50 towards it. And I said, well, let's just hold that thought for a little while and see if someone really needs it. But that's an example of our generosity, and the people in our town, despite any differences they might have, my experience is people step up to the mark and to the person are willing to help to make our town better, safer, and especially help people in need. It's just heartwarming when I see that, and I talk to them on the phone, and there's no strings and no questions. They just want to help, and I really appreciate that. The future meetings, as we see them for all the borough meetings, will probably change in their character until further notice. By that I mean If it's essential that we have the meeting, we will. When it comes to council, we have to pay the bill and do borough business, and I'll try to minimize that and do it at a convenient time to the council. We will advertise as necessary. I will ask that the administrator and the clerk will cancel meetings, all borough meetings, until further notice, unless we reschedule them by proper notice, which is 40-hour notice on newspaper and the bulletin board minimum. We'll try to get the message out there in the social media also. Working on some media stuff. We will live broadcast our meeting. That's going to take a little while to set up. It will be on the public information channel. I'm working with Optimum on that now, or Altus, or whoever they just renamed themselves. I'm working with their corporate people and their planners to do that. It's going to take a little while to do that. I got to go out and buy a Wi-Fi camera, and no big deal. It's not real expensive, but we will be broadcasting our meeting on television. Just don't know when that date is, when we can get it set up. There's some fiber optic issues I'm dealing with. So we're dealing with all the technicality of that, and I'm working with our franchise supplier to do that. We do have 3 confirmed cases that I know of virus in the county. I believe there was 1 in Sparta, 1 in Vernon, and 1 in Frankfurt, if I recall correctly. So we're hopefully, by doing what we're doing, we can flatten that curve as we've been asked to do. You can see the setup in Borough Hall is pretty much get used to this until they tell us all the dangers are over. This is what you'll see. And so the door, I'll have a meeting to direct people here, and for no other reason than to maintain our safety. The safety of our employees is paramount, and also of our council. So that's what makes the town tick. The Borough of Hopatcong will continue to function as a governing entity and a governing body. We use every technical tool we have to do that. I will be talking to the school. We have some resources we can share with them when it comes to broadcasting. The school has an excellent media person. I'll be in the process of talking to that person. Again, it's a wonderful talent we have in our town as a universe that we're going to be drawing upon. The technical, but especially I cannot overemphasize the point enough on how wonderful our people are. Without a fault, how the positive response I get from people and their willingness to go out there and be part of the solution and not part of the problem is astounding. And so that being said, I think I covered all the bases on what we're doing, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. I wish I knew all the answers. I don't, but I can tell you the direction we're going in. And that's our safety and our economy of maintaining the governing body. That's it.
We're not going to adjourn it.
Huh?
We're not going to adjourn it.
No, we're not.
Executive session.
We're going to go into executive session, so I need to entertain a motion.
Motion.
We need to go into public comment.
We
Yes,
did.
yeah, we
We did.
Earlier.
Earlier.
No, we didn't.
No,
The
we
ordinance,
didn't.
we didn't do it.
No, you
Yes,
did.
we did.
We
Yes,
did,
we
but
did.
nobody voted in it.
You did.
I
Yeah.
did for everything.
Rich seconded.
Oh, yeah, we did it.
Did we?
Public
You
comment.
did.
I
You did.
just spoke.
You did.
Check the video.
Get instant replay on that.
It was right after the administrator.
It was very
Go to
fast.
the tape. Okay,
Yeah.
so,
That's why I don't remember it.
So, you're going into closed session, and you're going into closed session for contract negotiation
And legal issues.
and
Are we supposed to be notified if we're going into executive session?
So this came up, and I think it's important that the council address it.
so you're going into for contract negotiation.
Yes.
And a matter that's attorney-client
Yes.
advice.
There's no final decision.
Correct. So when you
No
adjourn,
formal
you'll be
action.
adjourning out of closed session and adjourning the public meeting with no further public
Correct.
and no official action.
Correct. No official action. It's important to the council.
so make a motion to go into executive.
Second.
Second.
Thank you for coming, public.
Is the door locked?
I'll take care of that.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, well, they can get out.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.